Right, back live with you, Shinaton in Focus as matriculants continue with their final exams. Build One South Africa and Inkatha Freedom Party want the pass mark increased to 50%. Matriculants currently need to obtain at least 40% in 4 subjects, including their home language, and 30% in 2 other subjects in order to get a diploma pass. The Build One South Africa deputy leader, Nobuntu Hlazo-Webster, joins us now for more on that. Good to have you. Thank you very much for your time. We've had this conversation before, and there have been calls and many saying, in fact, our National Senior Certificate pass mark requirements are amongst the lowest in the world. Now, it's argued that one, it's not all subjects where you need to get 30%, but 2, also there are no people with 30% that end up at universities anyway, in any case. And so it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Absolutely not. So first of all, good evening, and thank you so much for having us, Thabo. The reality is that the standard that we set for the learners determines to some extent their trajectory and where they end up. For a start, we have a throughput rate that's really low when it comes to university and when it comes to TVET colleges. And a big part of that has to do with the fact that when you have a situation where you can pass half your subjects at 30% and half at 40%, which is ultimately an average of 35%, then it means that you are not encouraging young people to actually aspire to getting into universities and to getting into various degrees that will give them and place them, position them at a point where they're able to actually compete with skills that we need for the development of this country, but also be able to compete globally. So really and truly speaking, we really can't just give up and say that because some of them, would have never been at university, you have to be able to give young people the opportunity and the choice to make that decision.
Yeah, but what were the authorities responsible for maintaining educational standards thinking here as far as the schooling system is concerned and placing this pass mark requirement where they have? Because since 1994, it has gradually gone down. I mean, they would have argued previously that, look, the curriculum is too complex, unrelatable. You're asking learners about things that they really don't engage with in their day-to-day lives.
Well, what you'll have noticed is that as the pass mark has gone down, the matric pass rate has gone up. And really, that's what is behind it. It's to actually mask the failures of the Department of Education. So at the end of each year, well, at the beginning of each year in January, we have the announcements of the matric results, and we all celebrate and we clap and we say, oh, this is great. The department has done well. The government is doing well. The ANC government is doing well. In this case, we'll say the GNU is doing well. But the reality is that we've got young people, over 80% of them, who leave with the matric certificate that actually has no value. And that doesn't set them up for success. It's the same young people, as I've said, who struggle to get into university, who struggle to compete globally. Those who would have never even had an opportunity to be in institutions of higher learning, perhaps because of financial or other reasons, don't even have an opportunity to then work because the grade 12 certificate, the NSC, has such little value. And part of it being because of the fact that, you not only have a curriculum, which is another conversation, which doesn't always align with the needs in the workplace, but you also just have such a low standard that has been set in terms of the pass mark for matriculants.
Yeah. But does your call as Build One South Africa consider the individual educational needs of each learner? Because some students might feel that you are disregarding them who might not necessarily be at liberty to engage with the curriculum at that level.
We already have options in that case. We already have options. First of all, we already have exit points for young people to be able to then go to technical colleges. We've already got exit points that start from grade 9. You've already also got different grades at which young people can participate in the education system. So there are options, and also there are various subjects that are open in the public education system for young people, and for them to be able to choose subjects or lines of education that are better suited to them. So there are already all those options. You don't necessarily have to go and study science if you're not a scientist. There are already various options that are available to young people. All we're saying is make sure that whatever line or path they are wanting to follow, you equip them to do best at that line that they're wishing to follow, whether it is at a technical college, whether it is someone who wants to go into the arts, whether you want to go into commerce, whether you want to go into science. You have that option, but let's equip you to do the best in whatever line or field or path that you want to follow as a young person.